So this took me, it was probably longer than it should have, but what I'm using is an Arduino, the Adafruit Itsy Bitsy in here. And if we look inside, so I have a relay switch in there, and I used a USB charger. It's all the way at the bottom there, and I connected that. That USB is also powering the Itsy Bitsy right there. There we go. And then to turn it on, I actually have, I was going to use, where's that switch? I was going to use just a regular little button switch, and I have it around here somewhere, but I think I shoved it out of the way. Anyways, I was going to try and use a regular button switch, and I have my light here, the light kind of shaft. And what I was going to do is I was going to put the button at the bottom of the light so that when you press the top of this, it would kind of spring up and down because it had a little bit of give. I was going to use this foam here, and you can see my attempts at putting the foam, having it at the bottom. So this was going to stick at the bottom of the light. The button was going to be here, and then as you pressed on the light, it would let's see if I shove that, see, that would go on there, and then it actually makes a pretty satisfying little click. So that was the plan. Push down on the light, and then the bottom would get hit by this. Problem is that I have the USB plug down there, and so I didn't have a flat surface anymore. It was a little bit bigger than I really wanted it to be, but with the tools that I have at hand, that's what I did. So I was trying to figure out another way to do the switch, and then I thought maybe putting the switch between the light, the bottom of the light, and this part so that it kind of sandwiched them together. And that didn't work. And then luckily I'd gotten this 37 in 1 sensor kit from my dad, and it has 31 sensors. And I was looking through the list of sensors, and I found a tilt switch. So mercury tilt switch in there. So what happens with this tilt switch, here is that it has some mercury in it. And in that mercury, so the mercury here, the little bead, and when it gets down to the bottom, it makes contact between those two and then sends signal over to the relay to turn on. So when you take this and tilt it, that little thing makes contact, and then the light turns on. So if I turn this on, see right now nothing's happening. But when I take this and tilt it, the light turns on. And then I have it delayed for 15 minutes. So this is initially a project to tell my kids it's time to go to sleep, so they have basically a 15-minute alarm, and then when the light goes off, it's time for them to go to bed. So there it is. And then when it's all together, this just goes right in there, and you want to have the tilt switch pointed downward so that it stays well away from everything. Also, I'm using kind of basically found parts. This box I got from a company called TicWatch. And there it is right there. If you are looking for an awesome Android watch with GPS, I highly recommend TicWatch. They're super awesome. I love it. I used to have a Moto Gen 2. Now I have the TicWatch, and I am not looking back. Okay, so power's on, and so if we take it and tilt it, boop, it'll go for 15 minutes. Okay, hope you enjoyed.